The Social Development Minister Lindiwe Zulu and members of the Collen Mashawana Foundation are visiting Nonkululeko Nqulwana in Orange Farm this morning. This comes after we reported on the story this week, the 74-year-old woman who has been living in a car since last year. Nqulwana applied for an RDP house back in 1996, and the Gauteng Human Settlements Department has a record of her application. For more on this, I'm joined by Newzroom Afrika's Zikhona Tshona, who's in Orange Farm for us. Zikhona, it seems that after Ms. Nqulwana's plea, help is on the way.
Certainly, we are expecting the Minister and the Collen Mashawana Foundation to make its way here. We're expecting their arrival around 11 o'clock this morning. I am on the plot that Nqulwana stays on. She's been living here since December last year. She's paid an amount of 250 Rand in January just to be here. So this is the car that she lives out of. When it's not raining, this is where she lays her head. And when it does rain, she sleeps inside the car. She lives here with her nephew. On days like these, like today where it's raining and she can't light the fire, for example, to cook for herself, neighbors do come and give her food. She's also an artist, a creative, a writer, as well as a singer. So these are some of her artworks that she produces just outside here. She's been living here since December, as I've mentioned. So how she got here, she was renting an RDP house, she says, and then the rent was increased from 600 Rand to 1,000 Rand. She could not afford it, so she had to come and live here because she earns a social grant, which is about 1,400 Rand, and certainly paying rent of 1,000 Rand out of that is just something that she could not sustain. Also in our story that we reported earlier this week, saying that she's tired of having to deal with landlords. She wants to enjoy her pension, but also she wants to live in dignity. She says, as a woman in South Africa, this is certainly not a dignified way to live. Makhulu, uMinister uyeza apha namhlanje, ufuna uthi uzawuthini wena kuMinister xa umbona?
uMinister xa ndimbona elapha ndizamcela ukuthi andincede, andiphe esa sithunzi sokuba ngumama, ngokuthi andenzele, andiphe indlu yokuthi ngikwazi ukufihla inhloko.
Alright. Makhulu, ndifuna nje usichazele ngalomsebenzi wakho wenzayo apha, usibonise ezibheg zakho. Ndiyabona ba wenza ne-key rings. These key rings are made from roll-on, the deodorant, a roll-on that she uses, and then she covers it with beads to make these key rings. She doesn't really have a formal market for her artworks. She just relies on neighbors to kind of buy them. But makhulu ngasichazela wena lubanzi ngento yenzekayo apha.
Kutsho ukuthi mna ndenza ama-key holder. La anansi kule ndiwathengisa abo-60 Rand. Lana ndiwathengisa abo-60 Rand. Ndiphinde futhi ke eliya liba ngu-50 na liya liba ngu-50, and ndinomdla futhi wokuthi ndingafundisa nabanye abantu, right, ingabi into eyenziwa ndim ndodwa. Ndiyathanda ukuthi laa nto ndingayifundisa nabanye ogogo bakwazi ukuthi bengezele kule mali yabo yegrant. And ndingumntu odrowayo, ndingumntu owenza ezi zinto ezi, nazi into zami endizenzayo, ngoba ndingumntu kaloku wasemakhaya. Ngoku uyazi uthi xa ukhumbula lapho uvela khona, uyahlala ke ngoku wenze ucinga apho uvela khona kubo rontabile. Ewe, uyandibona nje uthi nabo rontabile bam endibenzayo, uyabona. Kodwa ngoku ngoba ndisamelwe yintoni ukuthi ndifumane ivanishi, xa sendifumane ivanishi ndizawuthengisa esi nge-450, ndiphinde futhi ndithengise esi already umntu ofuna ukuthenga sendinaye apha. uSipho Zulu uthe mandisilungise uzasithenga esi.
Umakhulu, they're just saying that she wants to tell the minister that she needs a roof over her head, but also saying that with her artworks, she would like to teach other people, especially the elderly, so that they can have something to do with their time and also make extra income. So this is what she does, saying that she's short of varnish here so that she can sell these things. As I've mentioned, she doesn't really have a formal market for her things, but she relies on neighbors who come here to see the artwork that she's done.
Well, thanks there to our reporter Zikhona Tshona. She's, of course, out in Orange Farm visiting Gauteng Nqulwana, who has been pleading for help and has been living in her car. And it does seem that help is on the way, as we see through Minister Lindiwe Zulu, as well as the Collen Mashawana Foundation also responding to her plea.